Y'all done got me out of bed on some bullshit on who started Crunk. You know who started Crunk? God started Crunk. God damn it, Jesus. But you know who he used to deliver the message? 3-6 Mafia. I'm a huge Outkast fan. I look at Andre 3000 as God of all kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I know all of their lyrics. I know lyrics to Outkast songs that didn't even have lyrics. Just a beat. You know what I'm saying? But in one particular song, he said a lyric that says, we grew up on booty shake, we didn't know no other thing. That right there should tell you enough.
Oh man, so Lil Jon was on the Breakfast Club yesterday and it was a great interview, dog. It was a great interview. Great stories were shared. Tears were shed, and I'll be the one to say it for sure that it's a shame that the Breakfast Club only gets highlighted for negative moments and people say things like they only talk trash about black men and black people, but then just completely ignore when they shed light towards legends like Lil Jon to give them a platform to tell their story. But while telling his story, man, y'all seen DJ Paul in the intro for 3-6 Mafia. Lil Jon was asked about the origin of Crunk. As a child in the South, Lil Jon had this shit lit. All of the kiddie parties when I was an adolescent and everything, boy, Lil Jon was the soundtrack of our life, for sure, for sure. It was around the time when I first started my Wix, and I used to be in the class doing the Lil Jon ad-libs, and my teacher used to let me and my homies give little concerts and stuff from the class. Good times, man, good times. But this was Lil Jon's response when asked about the origin of Crunk.
You ever trademark the word Crunk?
I can't remember. Probably.
Damn.
Did all my ad libs. I know that.
Because you're the face of Crunk, but to me, I would say 3-6 Mafia are probably the
So that's another argument going
Okay.
around. It's an argument that says Memphis started Crunk. Here's what I will say. We in Atlanta, you couldn't be in Atlanta in the 90s and not be listening to 8-Ball MJG. Mm-hmm. You couldn't be riding around not listening to Master P. Mm-hmm. Master P changed the landscape of
The South.
Yeah. Period.
That's right.
He was the first one that really got us rowdy. I would say it was Master P. But we was listening to Ball and G, and of course 3-6 Mafia came around
You think P got us rowdy before 3-6?
I think for Bout It.
Yeah, but tear the club up. I bet you won't hit him, motherfucker.
Tear the club was 97. What year did Bout It come out?
I was in college. It had to be 95.
I think it was like 95.
95. I was in college.
I remember what happened was in the club in Atlanta, it was playing bass music, and then when Master P came, that was over.
About it. That was 95. Definitely, I was a freshman in college.
That was the record. Motherfuckers in the hood was getting No Limit tattoos.
1995.
95, yeah.
Exactly.
That part of the album, true.
That's what changed it for us. So I will say Memphis is part of the influence, but our sound is different.
Yeah.
Memphis was getting buck.
They say About It was 97. That seemed late though.
No. It came out in 95.
as a part of the album,
Tear the
true.
Club
It was a
Up
white label,
97.
95.
When we got Tear the Club Up, it was when they redid it. That was 97 because I remember it says on the vinyl Tear the Club Up 97.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it started for us with Master P. That Bout It shit just changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we are influenced, but it's all different sounds. But it all intertwines and works together.
So what would you call what 3-6 was doing?
They called it in Memphis Buck, but 3-6 was doing it we wasn't even Buck music. I think it was just 3-6 created their own lane of Memphis music. And then they changed the landscape of what Memphis music is. So salute Paul, Juicy, and the whole squad. That's family too.
All right, so that's what Lil Jon had to say right there. Now in the comment section, people saying things like, nah, P's tempo was slow. Nobody was getting butt to Master P. They were riding around, letting their trunks rattle. People was definitely bouncing around and jumping around. I remember I was a kid. Of course, I wasn't able to go to no parties and stuff, but I would go to my big brother's football games and shit. That's some of the music that they'll play when they was getting lit and shit. But they said people really go pull up them underground tapes. The truth will reveal itself. Getting buck is getting crunk. The word buck evolved into crunk. We talking about 93, to be honest. I wasn't processing shit around that time, so I gotta just listen and see what people saying. Too damn young. Memphis invented crunk. The founder is DJ Zerk from Memphis. Atlanta stole Memphis' whole sound, see trap music. Atlanta historically has a problem with crediting the originators of the sound they stole. Still do it to this day. First time I heard the word crunk was from T-Mo or Cujo in 95. Before we knew 3-6, same with the word trap. T-Mo and Cujo, that's Goody Mob. Best interview this year. Yeah, it was really a good interview. But alright, we're gonna tap back into what DJ Paul was saying, but first let's hear from our sponsors.
So there's a reason why I always wear hats in my videos, bro. And it's not because I'm trying to be cool or mysterious. It's because I got this permanent scar on my forehead from a car accident that pretty much messed up my hairline, bro. And it's been years and I've never been compensated for it. Why? Because I didn't have a lawyer. I thought it'd be too expensive or just take forever. So instead of justice, I just got trauma in the crooked hairline, man. Back then, getting legal help felt like filing taxes blindfolded. Too much paperwork, endless phone calls, confusing appointments. I gave up before I even started. But now I know there's a reason why I keep my hat collection stacked up. Just like there's a reason that Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. When life hits you hard, you need someone who hits back harder. And Morgan & Morgan, that's a legal powerhouse.
Morgan & Morgan.
They've got over 1,000 attorneys in all 50 states. Real talk, they've recovered over $25 billion for over 500,000 clients. Like in Florida, someone was offered $350K and Morgan & Morgan got them $12 million. Another case in Pennsylvania offered $500,000, walked away with $29 million. So yeah, not all law firms are built the same, man. And submitting a claim is super easy. You can go to forthepeople.com/Stacy. All you have to do is provide your name, phone number, zip code, email, the class type, pick one of these things right here, and then describe what happened and start your claim. It's simple like that. It literally takes under a minute. You don't have to get on a phone call, sit in the office, or fax somebody like it's 1999, dog. You can do it right up from your phone or your laptop. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. And once again, you can just click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on the screen to start your claim. Don't be like me, scarred up and empty-handed, man. Be smart and be ready.
Okay, so the legendary DJ Paul. This what he had to say right here, man.
Alright, I'm woke now, niggas. Y'all done got me out of bed on some bullshit on who started Crunk. You know who started Crunk? God started Crunk. God damn it, Jesus. But you know who he used to deliver the message? 3-6 Mafia. I'm a huge Outkast fan. I look at Andre 3000 as God of all kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I know all of their lyrics. I know lyrics to Outkast songs that didn't even have lyrics, just a beat. You know what I'm saying? But in one particular song, he said a lyric that says, "We grew up on booty shake, we didn't know no other thing." That right there should tell you enough. More on this story after my caffeine kick in. Let me make me some black tea, niggas. All right, I'm woke now, niggas.
The nigga's so damn rich. Shout out to DJ Paul. But in the comment section, he says, who started Crunk? Memphis. But ATL helped push it to where it is. We thank you. Now let's talk about the sound that y'all did create that can't be duplicated. And that's the sounds of Rico Wade, rest in peace, Outkast, Goody M.O.B., Organized Noise, and the whole Dungeon family. Give yourselves that credit, cause that's huge. Memphis and ATL cousins. Rest in peace, Rico Wade, Organized Noise, Dungeon family, Outkast, Atlanta, Memphis. Who started Crunk music? All right, let me see the captions. All right, so the Red Southpaw says, I'm from Atlanta and you told no lies. Said, bro, I grew up listening to 3-6, Player Fly, DJ Squeaky, Money Butt Naked, Ballin' G, Skinny Pimp, Gangsta Black, etc. I can do this shit all day. Y'all cultivated some of the best music in hip hop history and you're greatly appreciated. DJ Paul said it's not about the word crunk, it's about the style of music this topic refers to, because I'm pretty sure a lot of folks on here, they probably saying things like y'all was doing the sound but y'all wasn't coining the term crunk. That's not my opinion, I'm just relaying what people were saying. Alright, we got Kid Sean here, Kinfolk saying the song Paul is referring to is Growing Old by Outkast. Now that person that started crunk, this crunk music has spoke. Let's let this issue rest. Memphis has been the trendsetters for a lot of things. I'm born and raised from Alabama, born in the 80s. I love Memphis and Atlanta, but let's be honest, 3-6 Mafia, everybody in the South started doing crunk buck music. Whether you was mainstream or underground, we followed that wave, especially in Mississippi, Georgia, and Alabama. Killer Mike in the comment section saying rest in peace, Rico Wade. We Dungeon family, and that's just that right there. But listen, there was a lot of good things that came from this interview, man. But I want to tap into the story that he told about the Dave Chappelle skit. And when he first heard about it and how it all came together, and Lil Jon was basically like, hey, that's actually me. Y'all know how these copyrights go. You will see a still image on the screen.
You know what I wanted to know? When Dave Chappelle was doing the skits, at first, did you take it as disrespect, or did you always was like, oh, this is great?
No, Cypher Sounds called me, and he was like, when he did the first one, he was like, yo, Dave Chappelle did this skit on you, bro. It's crazy. It's hilarious. I was like, on me? I'm like, why he do a sketch on me? Like, I ain't nobody. And he's like, bro, trust me. And so when I saw it, I was like, that's really me. That is really me.
Yeah.
And I got on the show because I went one day to just tell Dave, thank you for doing the sketches, because we have a mutual friend, his name Corey Smith.
Salute to Corey.
And Corey is the reason Dave, is part of the reason Dave does the sketch too, because I think Dave might have heard this, like, what song was it?
I Don't Give a F?
Yeah, I Don't Give a, he might have heard it, and he probably was like, this would be interesting if that's all he says, but he's actually intelligent. And then Corey was like, yeah, John, Corey thought I went to Morehouse. I just was always hanging out in the AUC, because back in the 90s, if you from Atlanta, you went to the AUC, Clark
Morehouse,
Spelman, all of that to just get girls. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you just used to go holler at the girls. So I used to be always up there. So Corey was like, nah, he's smart. He come from this and that. So Dave ran with it. And so I went to the show to thank Dave, and Dave was like, man, hang out. I want you to, let's do a sketch. Like, he didn't even know I was coming. And so we did one sketch, and then he had an idea to do another one. So he just had me on camera, and he was off camera, and we was improvising back and forth. And that's how we got the Lil Jon and Lil Jon sketch. And to think that I was able to improv with one of the greatest comedians of our time, how many people get to do that? Not many, you know? So that was amazing. And Dave took me places that music would never, ever be able to take me.
How did that change everything for you?
Yeah.
Just that sketch.
It just opened me up to more people that didn't get it or would have never listened to the music. I remember just being in the airport and like all kind of white people coming to me, like the whole families and all types of people, because he was moving the needle at that time for culture. So, and it just opened up a lot more doors.
And that's when they started putting the T's in the name, Lil Jon. That's when you started hearing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Listen, man, this was a dope interview. I can't stress that enough. He talked about his origins with DJing in Atlanta, being noticed by Jermaine Dupri around the time Jermaine Dupri was, trying to push So Def, and because Lil Jon would be everywhere, he wanted John to be on the team because he was always out on the scene. You feel me? So, and also moving on and becoming an A&R on So Def and producing records like the My Boo shit, and how they took the idea from people in Atlanta using bass beats and taking the vocals or acapellas from some R&B songs and making mixtapes with bass beats. Y'all know the Miami booty shaking shit we did down here in the 80s and the 90s. And merging those things together, and him being the first person to say, hey, let's actually make a real song with this sound, and that became My Boo and things of that sort. So it's like crazy to hear all these origin stories and seeing things that impacted my life, and him humbly tell these stories when he could be a motherfucker with the attitude of somebody like Diddy. You feel me? Because he did so damn much. But he just moves under the radar, does his thing. And he also talked about when he ran out of gas late in the 2000s, when he just said, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to just focus on just being a DJ. And from that point, he been doing his thing. I think he's had a Las Vegas residency for 20 years now. It's crazy, man. Lil Jon is for sure a legend. I told y'all earlier in the video, he was so pivotal to my childhood up until my teenage years, bro. Like, Lil Jon is that dude, man. So I'm glad he's getting the respect that he's supposed to get. But y'all, and if y'all haven't, he also has another great interview where he talks about the origins of Get Low and everything. He goes in depth with these people. It's a podcast, but it has visuals as well. When he talk about how he produced so many different songs and shit, tell the stories about that. If you are a music nerd, check that out. Let me see if I can find that. This the video right here. One Song Podcast, Lil Jon's Get Low with Lil Jon. One Song Podcast, full episode. If you're a music nerd, watch this shit right here. You'll really enjoy this podcast. But hey, man, I just want to hang out with y'all and talk about this interview with Lil Jon, and you know, what's your thoughts on who's the creators of Crunk? Also, this man that turned into a fitness freak. He out here. Hold on, let me show y'all. He placed 3rd in this fitness contest. What's funny is that he still wearing the shades everywhere he go, bro. Lil Jon is a character, man. One of the biggest characters in hip hop. One of the best characters in hip hop that we've ever seen, man. But I'm glad he's prioritizing health. After he turned 50, he said he stopped drinking and all those good things, man. Shout out to Lil Jon. We got Ronnie Coleman in the comment section and shit. This is dope. This is dope. But hey, though, man, I just wanted to come to y'all with some good, positive stuff, you know, lighthearted content. I'm trying to make sure I push more lighthearted content out here to y'all newsfeed. But y'all let me know what you got to say in the comment section below. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.